Yo, 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 what's happening, people? We is live right now, live from the village right now. It is 9:15 in the PM right now. I'm in London, England right now. Mr. Alan Evans is in the house right now. He's asking how it's going right now. It's going pretty damn good right now. Well, you know, as good as it can be right now, you know, but anyway, Wagwan, people, Wagwan. I'm going to stay on the start screen for a second just because I kind of feel like it. Just for a second though, let me come over here. Oh, forgot the light. I keep forgetting the light. Here we go. How is you? I is fine, y'all. Let me put this on. But yeah, no, I'm doing alright. You know what? I was up at around 4:30, maybe 5 a.m. this morning. And I was out in the morning. Now, usually, I like to take me a little nap in the afternoon, but I didn't get a chance to do that today. So I've actually literally been up since about 5 a.m. this morning. So that is much, much longer than I normally would be. I did have a second cup of coffee just to kind of help me out a little bit because, you know, I think I needed it. Well, I didn't need it, but, you know, it's probably glad it's out just a little bit. That being said, I don't want to go hardcore with the coffee because I don't want to be up all night. So I had a latte, which is not really, it's not a real coffee. It's like a half coffee. Not even a half. It's like a quarter coffee, really. So I had a real coffee in the morning, Americano, and then I had a latte at about 4 something p.m. 4, maybe 5 p.m. just to kind of give me a little kick. But yes, I might be hanging a little bit, but we there. In what country are you, bro? Yo, Issa Kayin number 6. Wagwan, how you doing, man? How you doing? Appreciate coming through. How is you? I am in England, London, England, in the Great Britain, United Kingdom. That's where I'm at. Where are you at, Issa? With a name like Issa, and I'm assuming here, but that's, I believe that's an Arabic name. Is that correct? I think Issa is an Arabic name. So is that somewhere in the Middle East, maybe, or maybe in the sort of Northern African region? Am I guessing right, or am I completely off? Let me know. How you doing? Big up, Sam. What's up, Buttercup? Well, what is up? The ceiling, the lights, the sky, I guess, if you go far enough. Well, the sky technically isn't up. If you want to get technical, the sky isn't up. It's just like, you know, there. But hey. Okay, I'm from France, though, but I'm named like this because everybody's think I'm Arabic. I see. Well, whether you from Arabia or en François, it's all good. We all appreciate it here. All welcome here. France, though, let me see here. Let me see what I can remember from French. Bonjour. Bonjour, Issa. Je m'appelle Haze. Abitu. J'habite London. See, I'm multilingual. Y'all don't know this about me, but man speaks bare languages, innit? Man speaks bare languages. Y'all don't know this about me, innit? Y'all don't know this about me. Man's fluent in over 6 million forms of communication. Look up at the sky. Yeah. The sky's like, because we say look up at the sky, but is the sky up, or is the sky just everywhere? You know what I mean? Because I know we use the term look up at the sky, but what separates what's up there from what's down here? Isn't it the same air? Well, I know it's not the same air. It's a bit thinner with the higher you go up and harder to breathe and da-da-da. But, you know, isn't it like just the same, right? Because if you go up in a plane, it's just like you're in a plane. You're not like, he's still in Earth, you know what I mean? He's still under the Earth's, what do you call it? Ozone layer, whatever it's called, right? The atmosphere. So do you look up at the sky? I mean, I know that's what we say. I know it's like the phrase that we use. But do you actually look up at the sky, or is the sky just like all around you anyway? You know what I mean? It's just like air. It's just like oxygen and stuff that's there. Or if we do look up at the sky, then at what point does it become the sky? Right? You know, like at what point does like the air become sky? Like how far up does it become sky? Where's the line that is drawn that says this is the air and this is the sky? Like at what point? Like, you know, that's what I want to know. Like how far up do you have to go before it becomes the sky? I feel like that's the question we need to ask. That's the real important question we need to ask. But a new webcam, Logitech C920. Okay, yeah, I know that one. Oh wait, the C920E. I don't know that one. I know the C920 because I actually have one of those as well. But I don't know the E version. But cool. Got it off eBay for 45 quid. It's brand new, never been used. Just waiting for it to arrive. Nice one. Yeah, the E. I mean, I know that the C920 came out a while back. I'm guessing the E is a newer version of the C920. But it's a good camera though. I mean, I still have my C920. I use that on some of my videos. So yeah, C920 is a good camera. Like I said, I don't know specifically the E. I'm guessing it's a newer version of that. So if the C920 is a good camera, I'd have to assume the E is a good camera as well. I just have to assume the E, they put the E for, I don't know, excellent, I guess. E for extravagance. Yo, Tommy Crossbows, Wagwan Tommy. You speak London, you hardly speak English. Hey, listen, yeah. I'll have you know that I know every language. Every language, yeah. I could speak any language, any dialect. Listen, yeah, you put me in any part of the world. It don't matter if it's high society. It don't matter if it's in the ghettos. It don't matter where you put me. Man can speak any language, any dialect, any... Listen, yeah, man knows it all, you get me? If you want something more street, if you want to say, sup bro, where are you from? You say, wesh mon frère, ça vient d'où? Wesh mon frère, ça vient d'où? Ça vient d'où? See, man knows all these things, yeah? Sup bro? Wesh mon frère, ça vient d'où? Yeah, man know them things. There are layers in the atmosphere, example stratosphere. Maybe the answer is the first layer. Ah, I see. So that's what we need to know. Like, how far up do you have to go before it becomes the stratosphere and then the atmosphere? Or is the atmosphere and then the stratosphere? Or is the sky before all of that? Like, we might need to Google that one. At what point does the sky become the sky? When does the sky start? Let's try it. Let's try and see if we can figure that out. When does the sky start? Okay, so the first answer, it says it begins at your feet and extends about 300 miles up. What we see as the sky is really an optical illusion caused by light being scattered by the atmosphere. In practice, most of this scattering takes place in the air of the troposphere, which is about 12 miles high. So now we know. Now we know. No one can understand Petersburg. Sometimes I wonder whether I do. That's the type of thing people say to each other on the blog. Okay. See, we just got some French slang right there. Wesh mon frère, ça vient d'où? We just got some French slang. Big up, Issa. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And I try living in a hole, even I don't understand all of our language. The egg came first because dinosaurs had eggs before there were chickens. Ooh, interesting. So if dinosaurs came before chickens and dinosaurs had eggs, then yeah, I guess the egg would have come before the chicken. Since the question is what came first, the chicken or the egg, it didn't actually specify whether it was a chicken egg or the chicken. Interesting. I think Tommy just cracked that one. Oh, where's my sounds gone? Alright, if you do it again. Tommy just cracked that one. Yo, Braxton! Oh, sure, the horse came before the cart. But you have to put a horse in front of the cart, otherwise it wouldn't really get very far. You know, I think if you put a horse behind the cart, I mean, the horse can go somewhere. I don't know if the cart would go anywhere. That might be a bit awkward. Chickens are direct descendants of dinosaurs. Okay. I did not know that. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but yeah. So what came first, the dinosaur or the dinosaur egg? Chickens, birds descended from a group of two-legged dinosaurs known as pteropods, the members of which includes the powerful predator Tyrannosaurus rex and the smaller velociraptors. Oh, interesting. That is interesting. One did not know that. Alright, and I'm good by far. Awesome. It's good to hear, man. Good to hear. All cool in the gang. But yeah, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to just chill, you know, talk, hang out for a little bit, as we do every other week on a Monday. Just shoot the shiz. What am I looking for? There we go. There we go. There we go. So yeah, man. I've been alright. There we go. Let me tell for a second. But I'll say I'm feeling a bit tired. I have had 1.5 cups of coffee today, which is more than I normally have. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit tired because I didn't take my regular nap. But you know, I've mostly just been trying to make some moves, man. You know, mostly been trying to make some moves. I don't know what you got against us whole folk. Houses are cheap, drugs are cheap. That's all right here. Houses are cheap and the drugs are cheap. But do the drugs work though? That's the thing. Do the drugs work? Because I heard the drugs don't work. They just make it worse. That's what I heard. So, I mean, it's all well and good having cheap drugs, but if they don't work, you know what I mean? Drugs are expensive in London. Like, I don't know what the going price is anymore because in fact, you know what? Come to think of it, I've never actually bought any drugs. Yeah, I've never actually bought drugs. I've never bought. I've you know, I used to try like weed when I was in school, well, uni rather. But it's always getting it from somebody that had it around. I've never actually bought it myself. It's interesting. Yo, what up, X? I managed to get through London. I've actually lived in London my whole life and not once ever bought no weed, no drugs, no nothing. Damn, man. I should do something about that. I shouldn't. It's probably for the best that I haven't actually. Hello, Haze. What do you think it'll be like if dinosaurs were still alive? Probably like Jurassic Park, if you've seen that movie. Like that, but, you know, all over the world. I think like people try to contain them. People try to control them as we do. You know, people try to control animals and things like that. But there are certain animals that you can't control, and I think dinosaurs would probably fall into that category of the types of animals that can't be tamed. You know, there's certain things you could like. It's like lions that are raised in captivity. Like they get to a point where, you know, is it lions? I can't remember, one of these animals anyway. That when you raise them in captivity, it might not be lions to be honest. It might be something else. But there's an animal out there, one of these big animals, where you raise them in captivity, but it gets to a point where you can't really let them back into the wild because they're not ready for that. But then it's not really safe to keep them in captivity either because they need like more space. It might be lions. I can't remember which animal it is, but it's one of these big animals where there's a point where it's too dangerous for them to go back into the wild, because they're just not raised in the wild and they'll just get killed right away. But you can't keep them in captivity because like they need more space, you know. So yeah, I feel like it will just go wrong. Like we'll try to control them, and maybe to an extent you can control them, but I think after a while they'd just be too big. There's certainly things like Diplodocuses and T-Rexes, they were just too big, and you wouldn't be able to, like, you can't like have a dinosaur zoo with T-Rexes running around. It just could. I don't think that will work. Like it didn't work in the movie. Oh, let me know, no spoilers in case you haven't seen it. But yeah, it is. Actually doing well, Brex, indeed, man. Yeah, well, manage, awesome. Braxton's getting by. Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Big up, Brax. Do want to check to my Migos remix, bro. Trying to make it out in the hood. Migos aren't. Isn't that the guy? One of those is the one that's dating or married to Cardi B. Is that guy? I wouldn't know. Don't use them, but apparently they're alright. I wanna get a new mic, something like the Blue Yeti. Like he got the Blue Yeti's a good mic. You know what though? There is an issue with the Blue Yeti mic actually, which I found out recently, and apparently it's a common issue where the USB, like you know, sometimes when we're on stream and I'm talking and then the microphone cuts out, right? It's because the USB socket gets loose, and apparently I guess there's a design flaw or something like that, because when I looked it up, apparently it's quite common, but the USB socket gets loose, and that's why it will sometimes when you're moving around or something like that, or you jolt something, the sound will cut out and I have to like reset it or whatever. So that's why, if you've noticed, when the sound just cuts out sometimes, that's what it is. And there are workarounds. Like I'm using one right now, which for the most part is okay. So it's not. I will say I would still recommend the microphone because I feel it's a good microphone. That being said, yes, something to be careful with, something to be mindful of. That there is that design flaw where the socket is a bit loose and your sound might cut out randomly. So yeah, just something to note. But other than that, it is a pretty good microphone. Still recommended. Or really just any microphone that's, any cardioid microphone, unidirectional microphone, I think would be good. And you could probably get a decent one for like 50 quid, 60 quid. I don't think you necessarily have to go up to 100. But personally, I'd recommend a USB cardioid microphone for content creation. But hey, I'm just doing what I do. You do what's best for you. Yeah, it's cool. By far gonna be posting a bit more historic black things on my Facebook page since it's Black History Month and shit. Is it still? Oh yeah, it's still Black History Month and it's February. We don't get Black History Month till October over here. So yeah, I see some of the celebrations and acknowledgements on Twitter. Apparently though, and you can let me know, maybe you've experienced as well, because I've seen people post this. Apparently Black History Month in America this year has been pretty lackluster. Like, that's what I'm seeing people post out on Twitter and things. They're saying it's been pretty lackluster. Like, it's felt like it hasn't really happened. Like, it's there, but it's not there. That's what people seem to be saying. Is that your experience? Or is that just, yeah, it is what it is, you know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. What are we looking for again? Isa Cayenne 6. Find your channel. There we go. "16-year-old. Is that you in the photo though? Because if that's you in the photo, in the thumbnail, I mean, sorry, if this is you in the thumbnail, I mean, it's a small picture, so it's a bit hard to tell, but you don't look 16, dude. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you don't look 16, unless that's somebody else in that thumbnail. But it is a small thumbnail, so maybe it's the way it's compressed or whatever. But anyway, I've got the thing here. The Migos in Chinatown playing like Jeremy Lin. Let's open this up. It's 2 minutes and 35 seconds. I'll hit play in a moment. Just get that ready. What if there was a certain island that had dinosaurs still in this certain point of the world, and humans can still live their normal life, like if an island was far away from all the state? Okay, so like a small island somewhere, or just a remote island somewhere, and dinosaurs are on that island and nowhere else. I mean, maybe, but then some dinosaurs fly, so you know what I mean, like pterodactyls and that, they can just fly. So they'll just come over whenever they feel like it. And also, I still thought, even if that was the case, I think if we know they're there, somebody's going to try and control them. I feel like that's if we know where they are, somebody is going to try to control them, you know, and maybe try to turn them into a weapon. I think that was like Jurassic Park 3 or something like that. One of them where they tried to turn them into a weapon. You know, I feel like somebody would try to do that. You know, some government somewhere would try to do that, and it would just go horribly wrong. So I feel like there's no scenario where it just doesn't go horribly wrong for people, because somebody's if people left, if they were like on an island and they never left the island and we never bothered them, then cool, it is what it is, right? But nah, I feel like somebody's gonna try and control them, and it's just gonna go horribly wrong because people are dickheads. Really, that's what it comes down to. I post serious stuff like Black History Month, and I post random rubbish. Well, somebody's got to. Somebody's got to. That old game of Dino Crisis. I remember that. I remember that. I remember. Did I play it though? I can't remember. I think I did. A little bit at least, anyway. Dino Crisis is a great game, and some jobs closed and schools around since today is also a holiday. President's Day. Oh, okay. Some terrible. That's a young thug on the phone. Oh, okay, that's somebody else. All right, cool, cool, cool. You've seen the new Texas Chainsaw. Oh, that's on the one on Netflix. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I did see your opinion on that, so I'd have to check that out at some point. Didn't know England had Black History Month. Y'all is in the fall. Yeah, we I mean, it's been, I don't know if it's been years like this, but I don't even know when it started actually. But it's been a while. It's been a while. I think it's like 20, 30 years. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while. It's been a while. But yeah, it's in October over in the UK's. Yeah, there is always that one person that wants to do something bad. Exactly. Exactly. So this is the Migos in Chinatown by Isa Cayenne 6. Let's check this out. Migos, their 2013 song Versace. I have it on my phone. Is that the one that goes Versace, 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 Versace? I don't listen to the Migos, by the way, but I guess I've heard some of their stuff around. Versace, 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 Versace. Yeah.
To the jeweler cash out on a new P, now
I would say, by the way, I'm not familiar with the original song, so how much of the remix, how much of this is your remix versus how much of it is the original song, I wouldn't know. Just so we're clear on that, I'm not going to know what the original song sounds like and versus your remix of it. But, you know, it's alright, it's alright. And everything, yeah. Alright, so it's a fun watch. Leatherface takes on Gen Z's. Doesn't end well for them. Ooh. I'm just gonna go ahead and guess that they tried to cancel Leatherface, but Leatherface cancelled them. Apparently it's based on a true story, by the way. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Alright. Well, okay, it's still going. I've seen a few Leatherface films some years ago. Saw one of in theaters in 2006. And the Gen Z's bet it doesn't go yet. You know, that was pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know the original song, so I don't how it stacks up or what the differences are. But I like the kind of, you know, the Oriental kind of what do you call it, hook, or that kind of bit to it. That was pretty cool. And just the general kind of beat was pretty cool as well. I'm not sure about the rapping though. I couldn't really make out what they were saying. So I don't pay that much attention to the Migos. I think it's like what, 3 of them or something. One of them is called Offset. I think one of them is called Future. I don't know. The other one's called Last Week or something. I don't know what they're called. I don't pay that much attention. Only thing I know about Migos is one of them is married to Cardi B, and that's it. Like as far as I'm concerned, like that's Cardi B's husband. That's it. Oh, Quavo. Okay, that's his name. You know, I swear Quavo's like a pack of crisps though. Like what? What? Is that a pack of crisps? Quavo, or is it Quavers? No, it's Quavers actually. You know, Quaver. Yeah, close enough anyway. Close enough. Like a good guru slasher, Texas Chainsaw Massacre has it. Ooh. Speaking of Migos, there is actually a track that has X and Quavo. They did have beef, but it did get settled down. Okay, cool. Original song is Rich the Kid, Jumping Like Jordan, featuring Migos. Okay. I'm probably not going to check that out, actually. I'm probably not. That rapping was kind of meh for me. I think I'll leave it. I like what I like what you did with this remix. Like I said, the Oriental music was pretty cool. I think I might allow the rest of it though. I don't need to hear that original, whatever they were saying. That's not for me. That's hey, I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of new music out there where it's like, bruh. Like I listened to one guy, I can't remember his name right now. Y Boy, Young Boy NBA. I think that's his name, Young Boy NBA. I listened to some of it, one of his songs, a couple of his songs the other day, and it was just like, bro, like I can't. I mean, look, I don't like to be that guy that says something's rubbish just because I don't like it, because I feel like that's a lame thing to say, to be honest. It's not rubbish. I don't think there's such thing as rubbish music. It's just it's music you understand, music that you get, and music that you don't when it comes down to it. So just because I don't like it, don't mean it's rubbish. But at the same time, it's like you listen to this thing, and it's just like there's like the guy's not making any. There's no sentences. It's like he's making like it's like he's rapping about 20 different things at the same time, and it's just not making any sense. And it's like the words are all jumbled up. the words are like all mumbled as well, so I had to put the subtitles on. It's like, bruh, what is this? Like, what? But hey, I guess that's what the kids are like in these days. The original's based on Ed Gein. He was a serial killer. Right, yes. Let me get that up on screen. Ed Gein. American murderer. Edward Theodore Gein, also known as the Butcher of Plainfield, or the Plainfield Ghoul, was an American murderer. Born 1906, died 1984. Later found legally insane. Eesh. Thanks for the share, bro. Really appreciate it. That's so good, man. So good. Frozen Gamer. Wagwan Frozen G. Last year, the council crew tried to get manager Michael Myers, accusing him of being... Oh, right. Yeah. I heard about that. Because in the movie from last year, he murks a gay couple. He goes after anyone, period. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I haven't seen that movie yet, actually, but I remember hearing about that. Yeah, Sam was letting us know. But that's just dumb. Oh, he killed some gay guys. He's homophobic. Like, really? You weren't paying attention to everybody that this dude's been killing for the last 40 years or whatever it's been. This dude's been murdering people for, like literally everybody he can get his hands on for the past 40 years. And you mad because there was a gay couple in there as well. Like, if anything, you should be happy that he's equal opportunist murderer. Not that ain't nothing to be upset about. But you guys hear the latest? I don't know if it's the latest one, but it's the latest one that I know about. Adele. People trying to cancel Adele. They're calling Adele transphobic because she was on stage at the Brits, and when she got her award, the award was the award used to be best male artist or best female artist, and they recently changed it to just best artist, right? To be, you know, whatever, to inclusive. So they're not separating the men and the women no more. It's just like best artist now, right? And she was on stage and she won the award, and she said, I know they changed it to best person, but I love being a woman. I really do love being a woman. That's what she said. I love being a woman. And because of that, people calling her transphobic. That's the world we live in, guys. That is the world we live in. Well, maybe it's not fair to say that's the world we live in, but certainly there's a vocal bunch of people that live in this world, and it's like, bruh, they're loud enough to the point where it's difficult to ignore them. You know what I mean? It's like that. They're probably a minority of people saying that kind of dumb stuff, but they're loud enough to the point where it's just difficult to ignore them. And like, oh, this is what we're doing today. Because somebody loves being a woman, you're gonna call her transphobic? Okay. Yeah, oh, excuse me. Frozen G, how is ye? People who try to cancel movie and TV characters need to get a life for real. The real Leatherface. I've watched this documentary, very interesting. They should make a movie based on the real man. But they kind of did. They kind of did, really. Or do you mean like based on the dude itself? You know, not so much like a dramatized horror version, I guess you mean. Have someone chasing people around with a chainsaw. Oh, you know, speaking of documentaries, actually, did you guys check out the Tinder Swindler? Because that got a lot of buzz. This guy, he I mean, it's pretty much as the name would suggest. This guy went on Tinder and swindled women. That's the name of the show. As you might have guessed, that's pretty much what happens. But it's on Netflix for those who have Netflix. It's a 2-hour documentary, and it's like 3 women, I think, 2 or 3 women, and they're telling their story about how this guy conned them out of money, and he pretended to be like this rich guy, some rich millionaire or son of a millionaire or something like that. He would meet them up and then, you know, take them to like some fancy place and this, that, and the other, and they'll think he's all like legit or whatever, right? But he'll be, and then soon afterwards he'd be like asking for money, saying, "Oh, I'm in some trouble. I've got enemies after me." So they'll be sending him money, thinking like they're helping him out. But then the money that he's getting from one girl, he's using that to go with another girl and convince her that he's rich. So he's like taking money from one girl and then like going to the next girl, taking her out, pretending he's rich with all the money, then calling her out of money. And it goes, and yeah, he just did this bare times, had like different names, like Simon Leviev is like the main one he used, I guess. But he had like all different names that he was using. And it's one of these things where like, I mean, look, I don't want to be like a victim blamer, because I ain't that guy. I'm not that guy. And I know that I've been conned in the past, so I know that feeling of when you realize you've been conned out of money or just conned out of anything. It sucks, right? Absolutely sucks, because you feel like an idiot. You're like, how did I not get this? How did I not spot it? But then at the same time, it's kind of like, how are you giving this guy like $10,000, $20,000 for, you know, how are you giving this guy just bare money like that? Like, because I feel like if you could afford to give somebody that much money, you're probably doing well financially, right? You got to be doing well financially. And I can't, and I guess what my thinking is that if you're doing that well financially, surely you're not the type of person who just gives their money away that easily. Or clearly I'm wrong. Clearly that's not the case. Clearly that is not the case. I ain't trying to victim blame, but bruh, how are you giving your money away like that? Eesh. To some guy that you just met like a week ago or two, however long it's been. Maybe it's more than a week. I don't know how long it was, but listen, yeah. Moment guy starts asking for £25,000 because the enemies are after him. That's the moment. It's like, okay, well, good luck. Just good luck with that. That's what should have happened. I wouldn't give him a tenner. Right, just like, bruh, 25,000. Give you 25p. You can go get a job if you need money. Talking about enemies. Let's see here. He Never Facer is designed from Ed Gein, a crazy ass guy from a very long time ago. Was committed to a crazy house for the rest of his days. Died in 1984. Leave Adele alone, and I ain't even a fan of her. Listen, there's certain people who are just uncancelable. Adele is one of them. You know, Adele is one of those people who you can't cancel. You can say you want to cancel her. People can say they want to cancel. They can get mad at her for this or mad at her for that. But Adele is uncancelable. Like, nah, she is levels. We're not canceling Adele. That's not happening. We good with Adele. There was people complaining about Eminem taking the knee at the Super Bowl. Yeah, I saw some of that as well. You know, like some people are for it, some people are against it. Like, why is he taking a knee? It was like, why don't others take? And some were complaining that others weren't taking a knee. Like, why is Eminem the only one doing it, taking a knee? And then on there, it's like, jeez, man. I like the thing that he posted. That was that his knees, weak arms are heavy. That was funny. I had to share that one. I don't even know you, and maybe I will never see you again, but I wish you the best in your life one day. I'm rich no matter if you're a good or bad man. I will give you a big Rex of English money. I appreciate that, Isekai number 6. Listen, and if you well, I hope you do make it, you know, rich, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. I wish you all the best in music or anything else that you do. Well, as long as you're not doing anything bad, then no. But any good things you're doing, wish you all the best. If you ever want to give me money, I'm not going to say no, but I'm also not going to expect anything from you either. It's all good. Anybody who wants to donate me a few coins, I'd appreciate it, but it's not required. You know, it's all good if you if you get that money and you're like, I mean, I know I said I was going to give you some, but the thing is, see, what happened was... I ain't gonna hold you to it, but I appreciate you saying so, Issa. and it was good. I watched it. Yeah, what's your name and your family name, bro? I'm gonna leave that for now if you don't mind. I'm gonna leave that for now. Well, my name is Bumi. But let me leave my family name for the moment that yeah. My enemies are after me, so I've got to be careful of the information I give out. But yeah, I go by Haze, Bandit Haze on the internet. That's how you can find me, Bandit Haze. That's all my social links and whatnot. To be honest, it's not even that difficult to find out my name. Like, I mean, I generally don't give it out, but yeah, it's not exactly difficult to find out what my name is, to be honest with you. Like, it's not a secret. I mean, I reckon some of you probably already know. But yeah, as much as I don't give it out, it's probably not. Hey, I don't think it's hard to find out. And yeah, I'm pretty sure at least a few of you already know. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But I'd generally just rather not say too much on streams because you know. I'd find you. Oh no, I'm easy to find. Don't you worry about that. I'm easy to find. It's all good. I have to £400 for an Xbox. I wouldn't give Nintendo needing they want to cancel Jimmy Carr. I think I heard about stuff like that as well, actually. I don't know what the details were, but I'm pretty sure I heard something about Jimmy Carr. I mean, that guy tells all kinds of madness jokes, so I'm not even surprised. They can't cancel Eminem. They tried and failed. Why do people care if Eminem took a knee? If you support it, fine. If you don't, it's whatever. Who they cares? Well, people, yeah. people need a hobby. I think that's what it comes down to. They ain't got nothing better to do. How do you spell your name? How do I spell my name correctly? Enemies being the Karens. Why are you asking those questions? Hey Hayes, here are more artists that you don't know, never heard of. Drexen, Fargo, Ember Woods, Esco, Dr. Huncho, and Arena. I agree, Sam. I'm guessing they're all independent artists or local artists. But yeah, you know what though? But the thing is though, that the Tinder Swindler, like, I mean, this guy got caught clearly, and they made a documentary on him because he was like asking for money. But you know what? I could imagine that this sort of thing can happen, or happens rather, a lot. But for the most part, it probably happens on a smaller scale. Like, it's not the guy or the girl asking for thousands, but maybe they're asking for, you know, 50 quid, you know what I mean? Something like that. Something relatively small to the point where you might not question it as much. And, you know what I mean? So they're not balling out, like, they're not going out and like just living it large and in charge and that kind of thing. But they're just getting like a little bit of cash here and there. They don't really care about the person, and they probably have like, let's say it's a guy, for example, he's probably got like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 different women on the go. None of them know about each other, and every now and then he's just like getting a little bit of cash out over like maybe 20 quid from this one, 30 quid from that one. You know what I mean? Something like that. He keeps it relatively small between the girls. That way he's got like, so he's not living off of it, but you know, he's getting like a decent amount of money. You know what I mean? He's getting like a reasonable amount of cash that you can go, I don't know, buy video games with or something. I don't know what he's gonna do, but yeah, I reckon there's people like out there that probably do something very similar to the Tinder Swindler, but they just do it on a smaller scale, so it, you know, they don't get caught and it's maybe not as obvious. But listen, yeah, if you're with somebody and you find that they're just asking you for money and they always seem to have like money issues, you know, I mean, look, ain't nothing wrong with dating a poor guy. Maybe be clear on that, because, you know, I ain't trying to say that. Nothing wrong with dating a guy who don't have a lot of money. You know what I mean? It is what it is, and love is love. But when you find out there's somebody who's like constantly asking you for money, constantly got some excuse as to why he needs money, never seems to have things together, even if it is a small amount of money that he's asking for, I'm just saying, red flag, you know? Like, he never seems to like have money for the bus or something. Like, he never seems to have money to like whatever. Like, it's always like, oh yeah, can you spot me something? Can you spot me this? Never ever. And he's constantly on you. There's a point where it's like, I mean, I know the guy ain't rich, but come on, man, come on. Because there's guys out there who are broke as anything. And I'm not saying they never, I mean, if you gotta ask, you gotta ask. It is what it is, right? But there's guys out there who are broke as anything. And they're not like constantly trying to be in your purse like that. You know, they're not always in your purse like that. So I'm just saying, if you're with a guy, even if it's a guy, whether he's rich or poor, you know, whatever, that's not to do with it. But if you find out that he's constantly in your bag, asking you for like money for this, money for that, money for this, money for that, and just never seems to have any kind of like, you know, never seems to just have anything together, I don't know, that could be a red flag. That could be a red flag. And especially like if you don't have any money to give and they seem to get really pissed off anytime you say, no, I can't lend you anything, I got to do this, I got to do that, so I can't lend you anything, and they get kind of annoyed at you that you can't lend them money, like you owe them money, like that. Oh, red flag, man, red flag. And my last name comes from England. I learned around late 2011, early 2012. Spivvy. Hello, Spivvy. Yeah, nice young Spivvy. Yeah, Spivvy does sound English, actually, to be fair. Let's see. This unusual surname is probably of Yorkshire origins and is certainly Old English, old with an E. It was originally a medieval nickname for a smart person. All right. That is somebody smart in the business sense, one who was able to make a good deal. Okay, so yeah, okay, so your name is was a nickname for a smart business person, someone who was able to make good deals. All right, so cool. How long he got? What, in prison? I don't know actually how long he got. I think he might be out now. Actually, I heard apparently he might be getting a TV show. Like that dude could be on could be getting his own TV show. But yeah, I don't know how long he got. I wasn't paying that much attention to the documentary, to be honest with you. Wasn't giving that Jimmy Carter thing. Yes. Steve also there was warnings before the show. The show is called Dark Humor or something like that, and that they still watched it. It's on them. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, 100%. Like, you've been warned. You've been told. If I mean, I get sometimes people are curious, but the moment you realize that it's dark humor and it said it was dark humor and you were warned it was dark humor, and then you watched it and you realize it's dark humor, turn off and go watch something else if that's not for you. You know, don't sit there complaining about it. You were warned. I understand sometimes you're a bit curious, but hey, you were warned, so. Karen's always after you since that Karen reaction night a few months ago. No, people are too sensitive. Try to not die before a few years so I have time to grind and find you later, bro. Goodbye, man. In French we say à bientôt, mon frère. À bientôt, mon frère. Appreciate you, man. I can't promise that I won't die, but we'll see how it goes. But hey, like I said, I ain't holding you to nothing, so whatever happens. It's all good, man. Appreciate you coming through. Au revoir. À bientôt, mon frère. True love or money love? You know, I was thinking today actually that when it comes to relationships, and I feel this counts for guys as well as girls, but maybe more so for girls. Yeah, maybe more so for the women folk out there. But I feel like there's pretty much two types of guys in the world. No, let me rephrase that. There's loads of different types of guys in the world, right? Loads of different types of guys. But majority of guys are going to fall into one of two categories. And that's either rich arsehole, yeah, or poor lover. You know, that's going to be the most guys you come across. Either a rich arsehole or a poor lover. and I just realized I put my swear finger up. That was not intended. But that's it. Let me turn this way. Rich arsehole or poor lover. Those are two of the main guys you're gonna come across. Now, of course, you're gonna have like the poor arsehole, right? Nobody wants that guy. And let's be honest. Some of you gonna end up with the poor arsehole. You know, and you're trying to get out of that relationship as quick as possible because he's poor and he's an arsehole. It's like why are you hanging around? You know, but some of you are going to end up with that guy, the poor arsehole. There is also the rich lover. Now, that's the guy that every girl wants, the rich lover. But the thing is, there's like only one guy like that, maybe two. He's a unicorn. Like, the rich lover is a unicorn. You know, like, that's a rare person. So only one girl is getting that guy. Because the rich lover, he's not cheating. He's not playing the field. He finds his woman, and he sticks with that woman, and he loves that woman, and he's rich. And that's the one unicorn of a guy that every girl wants, but only one girl's going to get. Everybody else is going to have either the rich arsehole or the poor lover. That's everybody else. And I feel like it just comes down to deciding what's the most important thing to you, or what's more important to you. Do you want a guy with money who, you know, and that's important to you, and maybe you don't care that he treats you bad or cheats on you or you know, that kind of stuff? Or do you want a guy who's a lover and cares for you and respects you and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, maybe he doesn't have so much money, he can't take you out, and he can't do all these fancy things and this, that, and the other. You know, I feel like that's going to be the choices that a lot of women have to make, either the rich arsehole or the poor lover. And the same for guys as well. I think it does apply for guys as well, but maybe slightly differently, where you're either going to have the pretty arsehole, yeah, the beautiful arsehole, or the poor ugly chick. Like, those are choices guys have to make. The beautiful arsehole, or I said that wrong. The beautiful arsehole or the ugly lover. That's what I meant to say. So the beautiful arsehole or the ugly lover. That's the choice that most guys have to make. And I'm generalizing, of course. It's not every single situation ever. I know that. But I feel like a lot of times it's going to come down to that. You either go with a girl who's like mad hot, mad sexy, beautiful, all that to the nines, all of that, but she's dumb and stupid and does not respect you at all, right? Or you go for a woman who, you know, she loves you, she's kind, she's caring, she respects you, but, you know, she's not all there in the looks department. So yeah, what's more important to you? What's more important to you is what it comes down to. We are all broke. Well, I think we're all broken. But that's what therapy's for. Too bad we're too broke to afford therapy, though, so hey. Hey, give a man a gun, he can rob a bank. Give a man a bank, he can rob the world. You know what? I've heard that saying before somewhere. Is that from Scarface? I can't remember, but I've heard it before, yeah. I enjoyed it. Ooh, nice. You have a Yorkshire name, Brax. We're meant to be besties. Yorkshire, that's Midlands. Is it Midlands? Yeah, Yorkshire's Midlands. Let me show you guys where, well, let me show Braxton where Yorkshire is, because maybe you already know. Maybe I shouldn't assume. I shouldn't assume. I should not assume. But if you are wondering where Yorkshire is, where is Yorkshire gone? Oh, here we go, here we go. I don't know if you can see it. It might be a bit small. I'm trying to enlarge it a bit. But, yeah. That's where your name comes from. Yeah, well, centuries ago, my ancestors had to take their master's Massa, as they said, last name. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See, ain't that some ish? Can't find fake Brex. Poor lover for me. and I ain't even lying. Go with a guy. He might not have a lot of cash. You know, he might not be able to take you to fancy places and buy you diamond rings and, you know, take you out or, you know, take you anywhere, quite frankly. He might not be able to do that, depending on the levels of poor, of course. But, yeah, somebody that loves you, respects you, does right by you. Certain things money can't buy. That's a bit of interesting history. I was told in middle I have a stupid name, but anyways, there's no such thing as a stupid name. Just some names have histories that are difficult. So yeah. Nah, let's live with that shit. East Yorkshire. Still Yorkshire. Yorkshire. Wonder where the word shire comes from, actually, because there's a lot of places in the UK that have shire at the end of it, like Yorkshire, Worcestershire, I don't know, Dogshire, I don't know. There's also those places with shire. Let's see what shire means. We can figure that out. We're Googling stuff today, so. Shire, a British county, especially in England. That's Australian. A rural area with its own elected council. So in the UK, it just refers to a county. In Australia, it refers to a rural area. So anytime you see shire at the end of something, it means it's a county. Ah, so now we know. Now we know. Materialistic things don't mean nothing. Dr. Hunter started 2019. It has 11 subs, 140 views started. Esco started 23. Excuse me. Excellent started 2020. Okay, so he's breaking some waves then. In case you can't tell, I ain't the most materialistic person. So that sounds very Lord of the Rings. Yeah, because it's like what's it? It's. I mean, they use it. There's a place in Lord of the Rings called something Shire. What's it called? I think it's actually called the Shire. I think it's actually called the Shire. Yeah, it's just called the Shire. It's called the Shire, but yeah, it's Lord of the Rings. Peterborough is in the Cambridgeshire area. Okay, so now we know. So Shire means it's a county, which means Peterborough is in the county of Cambridge. I'll be right back. Awesome. Alright, so let's do a poll. So we already got some answers, but let's do a poll anyway. Okay, so we already got one answer. It's cool. It's cool. So the question is coming up: would you rather be with a man or woman who is rich and an arsehole, pretty and dumb, or ugly and kind? Sorry, poor and kind, or ugly and stupid. But depending on whether it's man or woman. Hopefully this makes sense when you see it. It might not make sense when I read it out, but let me post it. No, that's not what I want to do. Oh wait, it's too flipping out. Too many hopefully this makes sense when you see it. But I'll put that poll up. See what y'all think. We know what Sam thinks, but it's all good. Sam can still vote. Y'all can still vote. And they'll see which option wins at the end of the streams. But yeah, I mean, for me, I would say that. Here's the thing, though. I mean, real talk. Like, I know that it is better to be with somebody who, you know, you can get along with on a deeper level than just looks. Like, it's, you know, someone who's kind, you know, people you get along with, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, have conversations with, talk about, you know, that kind of thing. But, you know, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. When you see them hot girls, it's difficult to take your eyes off sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult to take your eyes off sometimes. So it's very easy to be like, I don't need your permission. I'm in charge of me. You ain't my boss. But yeah, it's very easy. I mean, we could always say things like, yeah, I'll go with the you know, the smart girl, even if she ain't so pretty. That's what I'll go with, because you know that's what is the right choice in terms of a stable, long-term relationship, right? But that desire and that temptation to go with the hot chick, you know, that's real. That is real. And I think it comes down to, and look, maybe I'm talking about us here a little bit because I can only really go by my own experience. But I think it comes down to is that we don't always separate a fantasy from reality, you know, because a fantasy could be like, you know, the hot chick, she's got nice titties, she's got sexy legs, you know, all that kind of stuff. She's a hot chick, and we kind of convince ourselves that she's the one, and we kind of and we do it so much that we ignore certain signs that are clear as day that she's really not the one, that, you know, maybe she's not so smart, she, you know, says stupid things, she's maybe rude and just disrespectful, and we kind of ignore that because we're so like infatuated on this fantasy of a person, and then we convince ourselves so much sometimes that we go for it, and then if you get it, if you manage to like get to date her or go out with her, and then you could go out for a while and might be great for a while, for that whirlwind sort of short period, but slowly but surely reality always wins, and reality sets in. And then you start to realize more and more that you can't just ignore the fact that she says rude, disrespectful things all the time. She's not very intelligent. She can barely hold a conversation. You know, you could only ignore that for a while, for a little while, and then it all starts to kick in because reality always wins. You know, and So yeah, I mean, look, there are, like I say, there's, and I think when it comes to looks, one of the things that we don't always fully appreciate is that you might not always be attracted to somebody right away because they don't necessarily have that, you know, beauty standard, at the, you know, that mainstream beauty standards that everybody's just chasing. They might not have that, so you may not necessarily be attracted to them right away. But I feel like there's definitely something to be said about when you get to know somebody and you get to know them on that kind of intellectual level, that's an attraction comes out of that. And although they still look the same, because you now see something else in them, you know, their beauty kind of shines more from the inside outwards. So it doesn't matter that they're not the hot chick, you know, with the big boobs and the sexy legs. That doesn't matter, because you can see beyond that, and that becomes beauty to you. So but that kind of thing doesn't happen like right away, at least not usually. Most cases that's not going to happen like that. Most cases you'll see a girl and just, you know, and just kind of not really go anywhere from there. It's only if you actually have the opportunity to maybe talk to her and get to know her that it's like, oh, you know, that now you can see there's something there. But yeah, guys, listen, well, guys and girls, but I think guys, yeah, especially, I'm gonna talk to the guys because, you know, man to man, yeah, we chase fantasies. Like we chase fantasies, and you got to understand that there is a difference between a fantasy and a reality. And a fantasy is great as long as it stays a fantasy. You know, as long as it just stays a fantasy, it's great. But if you try to make a fantasy a reality, it will not work. It will not work. Never. You will have fun for a little while, and then it won't be no fun no more. And it just be rinse, cycle, repeat. You're just chasing fantasies. You know, because fantasies, they sound great because they have all those bits of reality that we don't like. That those all the bits from reality that we don't like, those are missing in the fantasy. So we see all that. We see, oh, she's hot, cool. We see, you know, she wears the sexy dresses and she has a hair only. Well, that's what we see, and we ignore everything else. We're not seeing the fact that, you know, everything that you need, all the annoying imperfections, or right, that you actually need are gonna. You think that makes it great, but not really. You know, we are perfectly imperfect, meaning that everything about a person, you know, and what makes us human, all the flaws and everything else, is what makes us who we are. And if you remove the flaws trying to look for this perfect woman or this perfect person, you know, you might find her, but that's a fantasy. And then you try to make that fantasy a reality, you try to have that fantasy as an actual real relationship, it will not work. I can all but guarantee it will not work. Not without a lot of headaches, a lot of arguments, a lot of toxicity. Always go for the real. Go for somebody that you know that you could be with, that you can respect, that respects you. That is not just about the way she looks, because the looks, I can promise you this, when you fall for somebody, like when you fall in love with somebody, even if she's not like the typical good looking woman, beauty comes later. And what I mean is, like, you know, it's like investments, you know, when you make an investment in something, you put some money down to invest in something, like the money comes later. When you invest in a woman, yeah, that you can love and loves you back, the beauty comes later. So like, you might not see it right away, but the moment you earned it, you'll see it. And that is far better than all these hot chicks. Far better. Like, it doesn't even compare. You ever get that, and you're doing all right. But the thing is, let's be real, guys. Sometimes we just go for the easy. But yeah, the easy ain't real. It's not real. You find something real, hold on to it. What's the definition of ugly? Because if someone may, well, whatever you think. I mean, it's a term that is subjective. So I put that as whatever you think is ugly. versus whatever you think is pretty. Yeah. Oh, by the way, when I say ugly, I mean looks ugly. Like, I do mean actually look ugly. Like, physical looks are ugly. Or, I don't know, ugly's a strong word, to be honest. Maybe I shouldn't have said ugly. That's a strong word. But you know what I mean. It's someone who's just not good looking in that typical sense. But they're smart. You get along with them. You can have conversations with them. You know, so they're not, like, beautiful. Like, they're not, like, hot. But, you know, they're someone you can get along with. You have limited characters on these polls. So, I just shorten the words down a little bit. That's why people have affairs, because people think the grass is greener. Well, the grass gets flattened. Well, I mean, if you're rolling around in the grass, then yeah, I'm just saying. If you're, yeah, if you're doing things in the grass that you shouldn't be doing, yeah, you might have some dents. I think aliens are real. Aliens are real. What are you talking about, dude? Aliens are real. I used to go to this nightclub all the time called Spiders, and there was this guy I fancied for ages. One night I got the courage to talk to him, and let's just say my crush was no more. He had the dullest personality ever. Oof. Oof. And that's how quickly it can go. That's how quickly it can go. Someone's got all the looks, all the hot looks. You talk to them for 5 minutes and it's... Okay. Maybe I'll keep looking. Aliens are real. That's what I like about them. Yeah, I feel aliens are real. I mean, I'm not claiming to have ever seen one. Well, not one from outer space. I guess technically we see aliens all the time. If you're going by like the old school definition of the word alien. But in terms of aliens from other planets, yeah, I'm not claiming to have seen one of those, but yeah, I think they're real. I think they're real. I mean, to me, it just kind of makes sense that this. I mean, just in our solar system, we've got what, 8 planets, right? And then every star you see out in the sky, in the night sky, represents their own solar system, right? So, however many planets each of those solar systems have in this whole galaxy, you see how many stars there are, and they're all representing different solar systems. So all those planets. Yeah, I feel like it just to me it just makes sense that at least one of them has got to be inhabited. I mean, even in our solar system, I think they found evidence of life on Mars at one time. Like they found like this scorpion-looking creature. It was dead. But I think it was like a fossil or something. I can't remember. But they found something that meant that it was possible life. Let me see if I can find it actually. To date, no proof of past or present life has been found on Mars. Cumulative evidence suggests that during the ancient Noachian time period, as if we're supposed to know what that is, alright, the surface environment of Mars had liquid water and may have been habitable for microorganisms, but habitable conditions do not necessarily indicate life. Okay, so maybe that's what I read. So they found that there was water there, or liquid water, that may have been habitable for microorganisms, but it doesn't necessarily mean there was actual life there. But I guess it's a suggestion that there possibly was. He did actually ask her for my number, and I was literally like, no, dude, I'm good. Hey, he shot his shot. Well, you shot your shot, then he shot his shot. But I guess his shot was just kind of like all the way off. By the time he shot his shot, you'd moved the target. So It's like, oh. Yeah. I actually recorded a video today. It's a reaction video about how to know a woman is attracted to you, sexually attracted to you. I haven't made it live yet, but it's recorded, so look out for that. It should go live maybe tomorrow. But I figured by the time the video was ready, I was about to go do this live stream, and I thought, okay, let me not put the video up and then do a live stream in like 10 minutes. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me just do the live stream, then I can let this video go up tomorrow. So yeah, look out for that. But yeah, it's a reaction to a video that I saw about 7 signs a woman is sexually attracted to you, and wow, interesting. It's interesting. Let me just say that. So Patrick Moore said, "For every grain of sand on Earth, there is 1,000 stars." I'm not sure what that means. So for every grain of sand on Earth, there's 1,000 stars. Okay. So I mean, I don't know how many grains of sand there are on Earth, but for every 1 grain of sand, that represents 1,000 stars. So if you imagine a beach and all the grains of sand there are on a beach, times that by 1,000, and that's how many stars there are just for that beach. I mean, I don't know how you would even know something like that, to be honest. I mean, it's like, I don't know if Patrick Moore is counting grains of sand and then counting the stars in the sky, and like, oh yeah, for every grain of sand there's 1,000 stars. It's like, all right. I mean, I'm not sure how you would know something like that. That seems like the type of thing that you can't actually prove at all, that for every grain of sand there is 1,000 stars. I'm not sure you could begin to even prove something like that could be true, but hey. So Patrick Moore was a smart dude. He was the games master at one time, so you know he's a smart dude. He must know what he's talking about. When I say I look for personality, I mean it. I learned that lesson. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you need a lesson. Sometimes you need a lesson. Because it's all well and good saying, you know, oh yeah, go for personality, go for personality. It's all well and good saying it, but sometimes you need that experience of why. You know, sometimes you need that experience of why it's more important to look for a personality rather than looks. Sometimes you need those experiences, so you're like, okay, this is why. And hey, you know what? If you could find the handsome guy with the great personality, cool, right? Awesome. But that guy's a unicorn. I'm just saying. That is what you call a unicorn. It's not that they don't exist, because they do. Unicorns exist. But the chances of actually meeting one, pretty slim. Pretty slim. You can live 1,000 lifetimes and may never see a unicorn. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it don't exist. I'm saying you might not want to hold your breath. I think Patrick Moore must have drank too much whiskey at the time when he said that. Maybe. Let's see though. For every grain of sand. Okay, so here's a quote. So for every grain of sand there are, well, it says 10,000 stars here, or 1,000,000 stars. So which is it, 1,000,000 stars or 10,000 stars? Astronomers estimate there exists roughly 10,000 stars for each grain of sand on Earth. That's a lot of stars. Astronomers recently discovered the origin of sand grains. For years, they believed that only sun-like stars created lots of carbon and silicon dust, and the silicon dust is the source of sand. Ah, okay, so there is actually some science behind it. But it's actually, it says here it's Carl Sagan. The astronomer Carl Sagan famously said that there were more stars in our universe than grains of sand on the Earth's beaches. More or less tries to count, nearly uncountable. The astronomer Carl Sagan famously said there were more stars in our universe. Okay, so no, not quite that quote. Okay, so effectively they're saying that however many grains of sand are on Earth, they estimate that there are 10,000 stars. So this is wait, what am I looking at now? It's not the what I clicked on. Stupid website. JT! He was probably trying to sound poignant. Hey Haze, have you heard of the water bear? I have not heard of the water bear. Is that a bear that lives in the water? But yeah, apparently it's an astronomer science thing that they say that there's around 10,000 stars per grain of sand, and that's an estimate. Again, how I don't know how. I mean, I get there's some science behind it. They're talking about, you know, sun and carbon dust, and that's what create the source of sand, and maybe that's where it's coming from. Maybe you need to know more about silicon and sand and carbon to understand why they'd have that estimate. But it just seems like a random guess. Like, you couldn't count how many grains of sand there are on Earth, so why would you say that there's that much sand, that many stars in the universe per? I don't know. Sciencey stuff. That's what it is, I guess. It's an well, it says an estimate. It's not given as an actual fact, but they estimate that there's 10,000 stars per grain of sand in the universe. I guess it's an idea of how big the universe is, how unfathomably huge the universe is. That there are more stars than grains of sand. I still say though, if I was looking to date in today's age, I'm staying single. You know what? It's I totally understand why people say that. I mean, to be honest, I don't want to stay single. I would like to, you know, one day be able to, you know, go inside a warm, wet hole. But but I totally understand when people say they just rather stay single. Like, I've seen quite a few videos, a lot of women say it actually, and I just kind of found myself going, yeah, I get it, totally get it. I can't even be mad at that, you know, because it's a lot of hassle trying to, you know, meet somebody, and especially like now, you know, and depending on how your life is, it might not always be like, you might not necessarily be like just meeting people all the time, and then you got these apps that people use which are just awful, you know. It's awful. I don't like them. I mean, maybe there's some good ones out there, but that's awful. And this is a whole thing. Like, this is a channel that I watch called Oh Stefco, and she talks a lot about her experience with dating apps and being single for large parts of her life, and, you know, never really been considered like the, you know, the desirable woman and that sort of thing. And she talks about some of her dating experiences and things that have gone wrong and stuff like that. Some of the guys and some of the horror stories, people that have been really disrespectful to her, and some of the guys that she's been with that were nice guys, but due to her own, you know, sort of emotional baggage, it didn't always work out. But it's an interesting channel if y'all want to check it out. It's called Oh Stefco. But yeah, I watched her videos. I listened to what she said, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I get it, appreciate it, can't even be mad at that. watched this video a while ago. Watch a video by Brightside, a unique creature on Earth that can live forever. Brightside, let's see here. Let's see if we can check this out. A unique creature on Earth that can live forever. It's an animation though. Oh, there's a couple of videos. 7 unique animals that might live forever. Well, if there's 7 of them, then they're not unique. Literally, there's 7 of them, and he's saying unique. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? You can't be unique if there's 7 of you. Yeah, you jets. Anyway, I ain't watching no 10-minute video. Oh, that's a 30-minute video. Oh, flipping out. We'll go with a 10-minute one then. Back noise. I would like to see what's inside Area 51. There's probably not much there by now, actually. I'd imagine there's like a lot they've removed from the area. And if you go there, it's probably not a whole lot left to see. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I can't imagine they've left like all the cool stuff behind at this point. They've probably taken out all the juicy bits, all the bits that have any kind of evidence. That's probably all been gone. So anybody who goes there, they just see like, you know, a desert or whatever. So, but then again, maybe I'm wrong. I ain't never been there. What do I know? I'm gonna kind of check where my diet is. Coffee. My idea of romantic is my idea of a romantic night in is watching a horror movie and PJs and serial killer documentaries. I'm in my own weird world. Guys ain't looking for me. Well, somebody's gonna find you, and hopefully it's not a guy in a hockey mask, unless that's what you like. It's a first video. They still hiding ET. Phone home. All right, let's do it then. Let's just go this first video. This unique creature that can live forever. Ugh, 13 minutes. I don't know if I can watch all of this though. I'm on the bright side. No, it's not. Mr. Brightside. He's hey, Mr.
Here's
Brightside.
Another creature feature for you. Check out these 8 facts about the creature that cannot die. Ooh. As far as we know, Earth is the only planet in our solar system, our galaxy, and potentially our entire universe that sustains life. The only planet whereupon native life flourishes and grows, forms complex societies, and even launches itself into space to explore the deeper mysteries of our universe.
I've got an Elliot, and he games like a lot. That sounds like a good guy. Hold on to him. If he plays video games, actually, no, wait, no, he did say he plays Call of Duty, so I mean, I guess he'll do, you know.
Humanity is tough, industrious, and imaginative. As a species, we are practically indestructible at this point, unless we do ourselves in with war or climate change. But what if we told you that humans were not the toughest creatures out there, and that the existence of more powerful life forms suggests the presence of life beyond our world? Here at Brightside, we've identified an incredibly tough, incredibly fascinating creature that you just have to know about. Meet the Tardigrade, one of the most resilient animals in the world.
Looks like a leaf.
Possibly the universe. Here are some facts you need to know about the Tardigrade.
It's called the Tardigrade.
Number 1, it's also called the water bear. That sounds
oh,
so
right, that's what you about the water bear, right?
No,
okay.
That's not the water bear we mean. Actually, a tardigrade is commonly called a water bear because it is most often found in water where it prefers to dwell, and because of its slow gait, which resembles that of a bear. It doesn't look much like a bear, but more like a miniature caterpillar with 5 body segments and 4 pairs of clawed legs. Clawed legs. Wasn't there a famous actor from Casablanca with the same name? Oh, that's Claude Rains. Never mind. The name tardigrade comes from tardigrada.
He's playing a lot of World of Warcraft at the moment. Oh. You know what? Real talk. Real talk. Sam, some real talk. If your man is playing World of Warcraft, you are single. I'm sorry to break it to you, but if your man is playing World of Warcraft, you're single. He's not coming off that game. That game is too addictive. It's too addictive. Like, it needs to come with a warning. It's how addictive it is. Like, it is ridiculously addictive. And it's not even like it's the best game ever. Like, it's just so addictive. Like, however they made it, they knew what they were doing when they made that game, because it just it keeps you on that game. Like, you always like, oh, just one more quest, just one more this, one more, let's just go, let me just see what's through this door. You start that game in the morning and not come off it till, like, next week. It's so addictive. I played that game a while back, and yeah, if your man's playing that game, I'm sorry, Sam, but yeah, until he manages to pry himself away from World of Warcraft, yep, it's just you in the house, pretty much. So yeah.
Which means slow stepper.
Believe me, I know. Yeah.
Steps. Hey,
yeah.
When you're the tiniest animal around and you can survive pretty much anything, we guess you don't have to move fast, right? The tardigrade
that game should come with a warning. It's just too much.
Just too adorable for words. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Number 2, it's really small. While technically you can see a tardigrade with the naked eye, it's tiny. Like really itsy-bitsy insect tiny. Houseflies are usually 6 to 7 millimeters long, which is enormous compared to the tardigrade. The common flea grows up to 3 millimeters long, and the smallest known mosquitoes and ticks are about 2 millimeters in length, about the size of a pinhead. A tick larva is typically somewhat less than 1 millimeter long, making it about the same size as a poppy seed. The biggest full-grown tardigrade is about that size and maybe a little less, measuring about 0.5 millimeters or about 1/50th of an inch.
Oh, they tiny.
That's really itty-bitty. If you want to check out some of these little critters, we recommend at least a low-power microscope. Number 3, it's really, really old. The earliest fossils we have of the tardigrade species date back to the Cambrian period, some 530 million years ago. During this period of time, Earth started to see the advent of complex multicellular organisms, and it's from the Cambrian period that we see the first fossils of mineralized organisms. The first metazoan species, microscopic animals, emerged during this era, including the tardigrade. The Cambrian era was not one we'd easily recognize. The oceans teemed
Comes home
with
from
life
work,
in a
spends
kind
2
of
minutes with
microbial
me,
soup.
then plays
While
World of
the dry,
Warcraft.
rocky
He now
land was
officially
all but
sleeps
barren of
downstairs.
life. There was no vegetation. The
Oh, you
seas
know
were
what?
fairly
I'm not
warm,
sure he's even
and polar
sleeping.
ice was intermittent as Earth
He's just
went
down
through
there
several
playing
periods of
World of
glaciation,
Warcraft.
where the ice covered it and then melted away. Number 4, it can live anywhere. Due to
He's
its
probably
unique
sleeping
resilience in all
for like
sorts of
5 minutes,
seemingly
then he's back on the
uninhabitable
game.
conditions, the tardigrade
Or maybe he
can
goes to
survive
work and
almost
sleeps,
anywhere.
comes home and
Tardigrades
plays
have
World of
been found on
Warcraft.
the high-altitude peaks of the Himalayas, in deep trenches in the oceans, in mud volcanoes, and in tropical
Oh wait, he's a bus driver, right?
rainforests. Most tardigrades
Yeah.
have distinct biological sexes,
I don't know.
which must work together.
You might be
to
sleeping on
reproduce.
the driving a
The
bus.
eggs
I mean,
are
once you know the
especially
route,
hardy,
you could probably
being tough
drive in your
enough to
sleep. To be honest with
survive
you,
transport across vast
you know what I mean?
distances.
Like once you
And
know the
it's
route,
handy
you
if
got that
get
all
caught
down.
in
You
an
could probably just
animal
like
or
take a
passing
quick nap
traveler. Baby
while you're driving the
tardigrades are
bus.
born fully
Fine,
formed.
it'd be fine.
They don't produce new cells as they grow, but the cells they already have expand instead. This process is called hypertrophy and prompts tardigrades to molt, leaving their outer layer behind. A bit like a snake shedding its skin. Excuse me while I slip into something more comfortable. Number 5, it's mostly harmless. The tardigrade prefers to live among mosses and lichens, which are rich in its favored meals: plant cells, algae, and small invertebrates, often other tardigrades. Oh, don't worry, they're not going to be harming humans anytime soon. Mostly, tardigrades are helpful in populating new environments. Named a pioneer species, what they do is move into a new environment and help to establish an ecosystem, not unlike a gold prospector setting up shop out on the frontier. And just as prospectors do, their presence attracts other animals, in this case invertebrates, which in turn attract predators. Before too long, there's a thriving community and food chain where there might
So
have
these
been
things supposed to
nothing
live
before.
forever, right?
What friendly water bears.
So nothing eats them?
Tardigrades typically live about 3 to 4 months up to 2 years, not counting the time they spend in dormant states because some nosy scientist decided to test their endurance. Speaking of which, number 6, it's practically unkillable. As demonstrated by a lot of scientific experimentation, the tardigrade can survive in some pretty extreme environments, which would kill, and in some cases cook, any other animal. Through a process called cryptobiosis, which suspends their metabolism, many tardigrades can enter a dehydrated state to survive almost any dangerous outside environment. They curl up into a barrel shape, their bodies become glass-like, and they
I
put
don't know how
themselves
he's
in
gonna
stasis,
cope on
during which
Sunday
time
because we
they're
are
pretty
going out
much
for a family
indestructible.
meal.
Certain
You'll be
species of
having
tardigrade can
withdrawals.
survive exposure to extreme temperatures, extremely high or
You
low
could
pressure,
probably-
air deprivation,
I think you could play World of Warcraft on like your
dehydration,
phone now, actually.
starvation, or
I think.
Kardashian. Well, maybe not that last one. Basically, anything
think
that
you
would
could
kill
get
a
an-
human
I
being,
don't know. Let's see,
a
let's see.
tardigrade would just shrug off and go
Or maybe
about
I
its
shouldn't
business.
search this.
Temperature. In terms of heat, tardigrades can survive a few minutes at a little over 300 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning you could cook them in your oven for a bit and they'd be okay.
Yeah, you
An
can play
hour in boiling water, which
World
is
of
only
Warcraft Classic on
212 degrees
mobile.
Fahrenheit, not a problem.
I don't know if that's
Just
the version he's
another day at
playing,
the
but
spa. When it comes to cold, they can last
it can
30
be done.
years at -4 degrees Fahrenheit and a few days at -328 degrees Fahrenheit, which is significantly colder than anywhere on Earth. They
Yeah, you
can
gotta
even
put your
live
foot
a
down on
few
that one.
minutes at -458
No
degrees
video games
Fahrenheit,
while we're
which is just a bit
having a
colder
family
than
meal.
absolute zero, the temperature at which all matter ceases to move. They can also live in liquid oxygen and liquid helium for significant periods of time. Pressure. You know how when you go swimming, the water feels heavier the lower you go? For every 33 feet that you go down below water, the pressure increases by about 14.5
Yeah.
pounds per square inch, or 1 atmosphere of
He
pressure.
could be there the whole
How
time,
much
just
the air
like
presses down on you at sea level. At 130 feet, or about 9
super
atmospheres,
distracted.
even the best divers can only survive a few minutes without taking action. By contrast,
Wondering how his
tardigrades
raid
can
squad is
survive
doing.
upward of 1,200 atmospheres, and some species can survive upward
Oh,
of
it's a
6,000
oh right,
atmospheres,
okay.
nearly 6 times the pressure in
Happy
the Mariana
birthday
Trench,
to
the deepest
ya.
part of the ocean.
Happy
They can also
birthday
survive
to
in
you.
low-pressure situations,
Happy
such as the
birthday.
vacuum of space. Tardigrades in space have been measured to live at least 10 days, including solar radiation. And speaking of radiation, let's speak of that.
Or a
Tardigrades
day.
can withstand some 1,000
Yeah, not
times
just a
the
few
radiation
hours.
of normal animals,
Gotta give you the day. It's your
dying
birthday,
only
gotta
when
give you the
exposed to
day.
5,000 GY of gamma rays, or 6,200 GY of heavy ions. By comparison, a human could easily die from 5
You can
to
play
10
World of
GY
Warcraft
exposure.
after
They seem to
12 a.m.
possess the ability to
12
repair
p.m. 12 a.m.
radiation
12 a.m.
damage
It's
to
not the
their
first time.
DNA
You can
very
play
efficiently.
you can play World of Warcraft as soon as it turns
Isn't this
midnight.
pleasant? Tardigrades can survive while completely dried for nearly 10 years and possibly longer. One subject was allegedly observed to move after 120 years spent in dried moss. Tardigrades can survive freeze drying. When exposed to extreme cold, their body secretes water, going from 85% water to 3%, so they don't explode as the water freezes in their bodies. And if that wasn't cool enough for you, outer space. Tardigrades were the first animal demonstrated to survive in space. In 2007, a group of astronauts on the Photon M3 mission conducting astrobiological research exposed several groups of tardigrades to a hard
I
vacuum.
need a day. I'm
only
good
to
with a few
revive them
hours.
back on Earth through hydration. Not all of them made it, but even the fact that some did is like something out of science fiction. The experiment did find a potential weakness in the tardigrades.
Celebrating Sam on
high-energy
Sunday.
UV radiation. which significantly reduce
Hey,
survival rates.
I like that. Celebrated Sam on
if a
Sunday.
giant tardigrade is coming after you, maybe you can use that. Good luck. So, why do we study tardigrades? Well, very few animals can achieve cryptobiosis, which basically entails shutting down their bodies and internal functions with the intention of eventually reviving. This ability has clear implications for the study of cryogenic preservation. So, if you wake up in a few hundred years, still a little shaky from cryosleep, you probably have a tardigrade to thank. Number 7. It survives extinction events. Over the course of its billions of years lifespan, Earth has seen at least 5 mass extinction events.
Alright, so this tardigrade, it's a tiny little creature that is practically unkillable. But I swear at one point he said it lives for about 2 months. No, it lasts forever. If he gives me donuts, I definitely don't need a day. At least 2 donuts though, right? I mean, if it's your birthday, I think you get at least 2 donuts. Or maybe 3. I mean, it is your birthday. 3 donuts. At least 3 donuts. At least 3 donuts. It's your birthday. At least 3. No. But yeah, they were saying, I saw you said something about it lives for 2 months or something. Oh, 4 months. Okay, 4 months. But then they freeze them and it could last longer or something. So it's like,
the one you're probably most familiar
not
with
quite forever.
is the Cretaceous Tertiary extinction, which wiped out the dinosaurs and most other complex life forms at the time, leading to a massive ice age that all but destroyed all life on the planet. The tardigrade has survived all of them, from the Ordovician Silurian extinction 440 million years ago, which wiped
maybe
out
6,
most
I'm worth
marine
it.
organisms, all the way up to the
Like
extinction
L'Oreal.
events that took out the dinosaurs. And they'll probably survive the next extinction event too. Hey,
Oh,
I'm
4
going
donuts.
down.
Okay, fair enough.
Or an asteroid tore off our
My bad, my
ozone
bad.
layer, or the sun burst with enough radiation to fry all humans in under a minute. Well, yes, we'd all be toast, but it would only be mildly inconvenient.
What about
to the
Cocoa Pops and
tardigrade.
banana milkshake?
It's important to note that tardigrades do not adapt.
What
to
else?
live in
What's
these
better,
conditions,
Cocoa Pops and
but
banana
rather
milkshake or
survive
donuts?
them. If they were
It's Sam's
extremely
birthday. I
thin,
guess
they might
Sam
evolve
should
to consume
decide
radiation.
which he'd prefer:
They curl up and wait until
Cocoa
the
Pops
radiation
and
has
banana
passed, at which
milkshake
point
or
they
6
resume their
donuts.
normal life cycle. The longer the exposure, the more likely they are to die. But considering how much radiation they can survive, they'll probably be fine even in a nuclear war. You and me, not so much. Even if you did find a way to kill a tardigrade, the odds are you'd end up dying first in whatever environment you exposed it to. Then the tardigrade would come out of its dormant state and be just fine. And also having the last laugh. Most scientists agree that the tardigrade will outlive all of us. We think they're right. Number 8. It might survive on another planet. We already know tardigrades can survive extremely harsh conditions, but can they survive on another planet? The answer is quite possibly yes. The conditions on Mars are within the tardigrade's capabilities to survive, assuming that a sufficient amount of water exists to support them. They are,
Has to
after
be the
all,
Apple ones
naturally
from
aquatic
Krispy Kremes,
creatures.
though. I mean, I have
Search for life
standards.
on
Well,
other
yeah, I
planets
mean,
has been one of humanity's defining challenges, but it could very well
It's your-
be that the life we're searching for is really tiny, really ancient.
it's
and
your
really,
birthday. You
really
gotta go with the good donuts. You can't go with, like,
Did you know about tardigrades?
some regular schmegular
Their
Greg's
fantastic
donuts.
powers
You
do
know,
you
come
find
on.
the hardest
I mean,
to
Greg's
believe?
donuts are alright,
Tell
but I
us in
mean,
the comments below. And don't forget
if you're gonna do
like,
something
share,
wrong,
and hit
do
that
it
subscribe
right.
button to stay on the bright side of life.
Alright, that's the end of that video. The tardigrade lives forever, or potentially could live forever. It's hard to kill. I don't know, I could kill a tardigrade. Just step on it. Seems pretty easy. Just step on. What was it? Half a millimeter, 1.5 millimeters, or something like that. Step on it. Or get like a hammer, smack. The ting gone. The ting gone. Like talking about, oh, you can't kill a tardigrade. Smack it with a hammer. I think that would kill a tardigrade. Just saying. I mean, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying if you wanted to do it, bang. customers who's talking about mints. That's how long they live in. Oh, okay. In Australia, gotcha. So they live right. That's good, Albert. Don't beat the donut. There's a place in speaking of donuts, by the way. I think I might have mentioned this before, but if I haven't, I'm gonna mention it again. Or even I have mentioned it before. But there's a place we have in London called Crosstown Donuts. This is their website. They've got a few branches. I think they've got like 3 branches. Not many branches in around town. They've only got a few branches, but or maybe more. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, this place, in my opinion, for what it's worth, as a donut don, does the best donuts ever. They are really good. They are so good. Like, too good. I mean, the thing is, they are on the expensive side. I don't know if you can see it, but like here, £4.50 for one donut. You know, £4.50 for one donut. They're on the pricey side. But yeah, there was one I had. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one, the lime and coconut. It's so good. It's so good. Like that £4.50, totally worth it. Totally worth it. It is so good. I've tried a few of these at one time, but yeah, this one, that's my favorite. It was oof. So yeah, if you're ever in London, and let's see if they have a location in Hull. Let's see. Shoreditch, Fitzrovia. Oh, there's one in Greenwich. Ooh, okay. I didn't know there's one in Greenwich. Greenwich ain't too far from me. I mean, it's not local, but relatively easy to get to. Cambridge, Battersea, Philfields, London Bridge. Okay, so more than 3 branches, definitely. So I clearly did not know how many branches they have. They got more than 3 branches. But doesn't look like they have one in Hull. That's a shame. That's a shame. £4.50. Yeah, it'd be about $6. I deserve a treat. Yes. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like I said, it's on the expensive side. So it's not the type of thing you're gonna do all the time. Not unless you got money like that. If you got money like that, cool. I don't got money like that. I do not have money like that. So it's not an everyday thing. It's more of a, you know, where you could kind of save up and lie to yourself how much exercise you've done to deserve it. that's where you go for it. So yeah, definitely on the pricey side, but oh, it's so good. It really is. Especially that like lime and coconut. I mean, pretty much everything they do is really good. At least out of what I've tried. But that lime and coconut is, ooh. I think I'll stick with wagon wheels. Maybe not as good, but at least I get 6 in a pack for £1. Wow. Ocado Zoom. Oh, that's something. Okay, cool. It's fine. My rent don't need paying. But I do need exactly. You see, the thing is, you could either have something that's okay and cheap, but you can have it all the time because it's cheap, right? You can have a lot of it because it's cheap, but it's just okay. Or you could have something that's amazing, but it's expensive, so you can't have a lot of it. Maybe we should put that up as a poll next time. Can't do it now because we already got a poll up, but that might be another good poll to have. Either cheap and okay, but you can have a lot of it because it's cheap, or amazing but expensive, but you can't have a lot of it because it's expensive. Oof. So let's say you could either have 10,000 of something that is okay, or 1 of something that is amazing. That's a choice. I mean, maybe not that extreme. They're not that extreme, but you know what I mean. You could either have, let's say, would you rather have a lot of something that is okay, or a small amount of something that is amazing? Yeah, that's how I want to put it. A lot of something that is okay, or a small amount of something that is amazing. That's a choice. Do something out for a B-day. Yeah. I live in London, but miss the drive, so maybe one day. Yeah, get him to drive down to London, or whichever one of these places is nearest. Get him to drive down to London. Get him to buy a couple of these and drive all the way back. I would say, just as a fair warning, if you're going to drive into London, you're probably going to have to pay certain fees. Like, depending on the type of car he has, he might have to pay a ULEZ charge, which is like 12 quid. You might have to pay congestion charge as well, which is like 15 quid. And then you can't just park in places, so you might get a parking fine, which ranges from like 60 to 80 quid. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, they might. I mean, the donuts are £4.50 each, but you might be paying a lot more than that, depending on the where you go to and the type of car you have. So yeah, he's been warned. He's been warned. I can get him for the Warcraft. You know what? He might send you like a virtual donut. You have to start your own World of Warcraft account to receive it, and he just sends you like a virtual donut that turns up in your World of Warcraft box. It's like, Elliot 6257 sent you this item, virtual donut. Eat it for more health. Talk about if you did, make him move around, make him get them, or you can just tell him go all the way down to London just for that. Yep, all the way to London. It's worth it. I'm just saying, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. You know what? Actually, there are some places in New York that, when I tried some of their food, they were so good that, honestly, I feel like they could be worth the trip to New York just for some of their food. Like, they're that good. They're that good. Like, I tried a Philly cheesesteak when I was out there, and it's hard to describe, because like, we don't really have anything over here that's close to it. The closest thing we have is if you go to Subway. Subway do a they call it cheese. I think it's just called a cheesesteak, or a cheese something, or a beef cheese, something like that. That's the closest that we have to a Philly cheesesteak. That is the closest to it. It is not the same. It sounds the same. It uses some of the same ingredients. It's not the same. The Philly cheesesteak is just levels. It is levels. Like, you bite into that thing, and immediately you just know this is. We don't have anything like that in the UK, and if we do, then somebody needs to show me where. If we do, somebody needs to show me where, because the Philly cheesesteak is levels, you know. But I will say that it can depend on where you get it from, because if you go to a restaurant, it's not so good. But if you go to the street vendor, like the guys on the street stalls, Levels. Levels. It's best I go with him. He ain't touching them. My babe. Oh, that's a good point actually, because it's a long drive back. You don't want him get him tempted, and he might come back talking about, oh, you know what? There's any envy, babe. I went down there, but they were all closed, innit, babe? Wiping the crumbs off his face. Yeah, they're all closed. They don't have any, babe. So yeah, best you go with him. Best you go with him. He would kill me for making him go to London just to donuts, but it's something I would actually do. Well, these donuts are pretty damn good, and hey, we're all gonna die sometime. Just say, just say. If he is gonna kill you, just say that one request: let you eat the donut first. Just say, okay, but just let me eat the donut first. It's like, I'm ready. It is time. There's another donut spot. Actually, we've got a few donut spots in London, actually. There's another one called Donut Time, which is first result here. And this one's okay. I've tried this place as well. I would say that I prefer Crosstown Donuts for the actual donuts. Like, Donut Time tend to concentrate more on these very kind of elaborate sort of donut toppings. That's kind of their thing. So they've got, you know, stuff like let me see if I could find a menu or something. So I don't know if you can see it, but they've got like all these very elaborate toppings on a lot of their donuts, you know, and that's kind of their main, I guess, selling point. So like, you know, jammy Dodgers and on their Biscoff and all these little chocolate wedge thing pieces and oh, okay, something else. But yeah, that's what they do, and they're okay. You know, they're okay, but yeah, I thought the actual donut itself is not bad, but it's just depending on what you get. Like, it's just these very elaborate toppings, and some of them are really nice, but I feel that overall the experience is just okay. But the Donut Time ones, like, it's just from the ground up, it is a fantastic donut. Like, just at its core, you know, not just the toppings and the fillings and stuff like that. The actual donut itself is, and then the filling is, it just makes it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like what they do with Crosstown is they first make a great donut, and then they add the fillings and stuff and the, you know, all that sort of thing. Whereas Donut Time, the actual donut is okay, and then they concentrate on these very elaborate toppings, which, you know, it's not bad, but you know what I mean. I would choose Crosstown over Donut Time, in my humble opinion. Even though the Crosstown ones are, you know, they're a bit more simpler in terms of their presentation. These are just like, I don't know if you can say it, but yeah, these are just crazy. Some of their things, some of their designs go nuts. So basically, my rent won't get paid, so we'll be homeless, and I'm also gonna get extremely overweight from all those donut places, but it'd be worth it. Like, yeah, like L'Oreal, so you're worth it. And let me show you this one more donut place, actually. Wait, do they have a website? They don't have a website. They've got a Twitter. That's not good enough. And Facebook. That's not good enough. They don't have an official website. Oh, wait, they do. Here we go. They got an official website. Just took a while to find. Simple is often best. Yeah. Oh, wait. Their website don't work. Oh, I'll screw these guys then. I mean, dum-dums are okay. I've tried dum-dums. They're not too bad. But yeah, between like dum-dums, Crosstown, and Donut Time, they are the sort of main premium ones. Well, apart from, of course, Krispy Kremes. But those are sort of the main premium ones. And in my opinion, Crosstown, yeah, they're levels above. They are levels above. But Crosstown pissed me off though, because they never replied to my tweets. I tweet at Crosstown, and they never replied to my tweets. I was like, you bastards. You sons of bitches. They probably know that I'm just gonna go there anyway. They don't need to keep. They don't need to reply to me. I'm gonna go there anyway. I'm gonna go there anyway. I'm gonna buy their donuts anyway. As soon as I get some money, as soon as I'm ready to treat myself, I'm gonna go there. Who am I kidding? Alright, so those are some of the best places to get donuts in London. Let me know where some of the best places to get donuts in your part of the world. From where yous lot is at. What's some of the best spots to get donuts in that part of the world? Let me know, man. Let me know. $900 for a flight, so that's more than my rent. Stick 60 quid of petrol in the car. Jobs are good. £900 for, oh, is that to New York? Yeah, New York's expensive. New York is expensive. I went New York, I think about 15 years ago-ish, something like that. I can't remember when, but it was a while back now. And I was only there for like 5 days. And I managed to get a flight and the hotel stay total, I think it was about £800 or something like that at the time, 800 and something pounds. And that sounds like a good deal, right? And you know, it was. But let me put it this way. It wasn't exactly 5-star. You kind of have to make do with certain things, you know. Yeah, it's not exactly the luxury treatment. But to be honest, like that didn't bother me. Like when I'm abroad, I don't get to go on holiday as much as I'd like to. But when I do go places, I don't really care much about the hotel because I'm not going to another country to spend time in a hotel. You know, as long as I can lock the door, I'm good. You know what I mean? As long as I can put my suitcase or my my luggage, as long as I can put that somewhere, lock the door, I'm good. You know, if it's got a bed, even better. I'll sleep on the floor if I have to. If I can lock the door, it's got somewhere I can wash. You know, listen, if it don't have a shower, as long as it's got a sink, I can wash. Just throw some water on my arm. I'm good. I don't need much. I'm not going to a whole other country to stay in a hotel, so I'm not that bothered if it's not like luxury 5-star this, that, and the other. And I've been in, I think the highest rating that hotel I've been in is 4-star. I think I don't necessarily check the star ratings, to be honest with you, but I think I've been in a 4-star hotel, and yeah, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice, but at the end of the day, it's like, bruh, I'm not going to spend time in a hotel. You go to another country because you want to see the country, you want to see the city, you want to go around, you want to check this out, go ahead, do that. I'm not go in there just to sit in a hotel and be like, oh, this is a nice hotel. I don't care. I don't care. So yeah, I stayed in I don't know if it was 2-star. It might have been less than that, to be honest. It might have been a 1-star hotel. I mean, it wasn't horrendous. Let me be fair. It wasn't horrendous, but yeah, it was like there was no lift, so I had to carry everything up the stairs. There was one like washroom, like shower room, and shower room and toilet at the end of the corridor that everybody shared on that floor, so we all shared that same washroom. You didn't have those, like, some hotels that give you those fancy key cards, right? You didn't have that. It was just like a regular key. Just a regular key, regular Yale lock, just a regular key. But hey, look, like I said, as long as I can sleep somewhere and lock the door, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need all that fancy stuff. I'm good. I stayed this hotel I stayed in when I was in Sweden, though. That was a shared shower as well, but they had more showers around, which turned out to be a really good thing, because I went to one shower, right, the one that was nearest to my room, and somebody just left a massive pile of piss in the shower. Like, here's the thing, I know when you use a shower in a hotel or any kind of public shower, whatever, somebody's probably pissed there. Like, I get it, I understand that. I'm not unaware of that fact that people piss in showers. It is what it is, right? But typically speaking, by the time you get there, everything's washed down the drain and you don't see it. I went to the shower room and there was a pool of piss in the shower. Like, I don't know if the drain backed out or it was blocked or something. I don't know what happened. I just know I went in there and I was like, nah. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not. I walked a bit further down to the other shower room and was like, okay, let me just do this one instead, and never went back to that shower after that. Like, it got cleaned out, but I was like, nah, I'm not. Now that I've seen it, I'm just, nah. I don't know. See, had I not seen it, not a problem. But now that I've seen it, I was like, nah, let me just go to the other shower. Even though, yeah, somebody's probably pissed in that one too, I'm sure. But I didn't see it, and that's that's the main thing. I didn't see it. Me, when I go to hotels, does it have Netflix? Does it got Wi-Fi? No, as Hulu. Haze finds out, all excited about waiting to watch the X.Haze will have one of those fridges with a key and have ice cake donuts and a deck. There's shit in the show. I've never seen. Oh no, actually, I have seen shit in the shower at one time. Not in a hotel, but it was a different occasion. That might be a story for another day. You know what though? I never, like, when I've been in a hotel and they've had that stuff, like, they've got like the mini bar in your room. I don't touch that stuff, man. I don't, because they never put prices on those things, and they never let you know if it's free or not. Like, I reckon most times it's not free, right? Most of the times it's not free, but the fact that they never put the price on it, I'm just like, I don't want to take something out of it and find out it's like 20 quid for a Mars bar or some nonsense like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. So I'm like, nah. If the price ain't on it, nah, let me allow it, man. Let me just go somewhere else. I don't need to eat here. I don't need these snacks. I don't need these. That's what I'm worried about. Because you hear about these things when you go to check out and they start looking at all the services you used, and your hotel bill starts racking all the way up because like everything's so overpriced in those places. So like if I don't see a price list, nah, I'm not risking it. I'm not risking it. They come tell you like £200 for a Twix. Like, nah, I'm not risking it, man. I'm not risking it. I was like, you know what? Listen, there's a shop down the road. I'm good. I'm good. it's kind of interesting though when you go to other places and you just see how things are a little bit different there. It's like certain cities, like a lot's the same, but then a lot's different as well. And it's just interesting. Like in New York, they have like this grid system where the streets are numbered rather than named. So you have like First Street. We don't really have First Street because First Street usually has a name, but then you have like Second Street, Third Street, Fourth, and that sort of thing. And then going across, you have avenues like, you know, First Avenue, Fifth Avenue, and some of the streets do have names. Some of the streets do have actual names, like, you know, Broadway or stuff like that. But most of them are numbered, and it's kind of weird at first when you're not used to it, because in London, like, it's just like crisscross. Like nobody knows what they're doing in London. It's just like the roads are all over the place. It confuses even Londoners because they constantly changing it as well. Because once you get used to it, they change it again, and then it's like all over the place again. So it's super confusing in London, but you get used to its confusingness, and then you go to somewhere like New York where it's actually pretty straightforward. But because you're so used to everything being so confusing, the straightforwardness confuses you. But then, yeah, once you've been there for a day or so, you realize what it is and how things work, and how much of a more convenient system that is, because you could always find places just by the number of the street and the number of the avenue. And you could always have an idea of how far away you are from something, whether it's within walking distance or whether you need to get a bus or a cab or something. You know, just, but like if you're on 2nd Street and you want to go to 110th, you know, that's a long walk. Maybe get a cab, right? But if you're on 2nd Street and you go to 5th Street, man, that's a few blocks up. But if it's like you're looking at road names and you're on, I don't know, Dalton Road, and you want to go to Sycamore Avenue, it's like, well, I don't know, you have to get your Google Maps out and start searching things. It's like, but there it's like numbers. It makes sense and it works. And it's like, all right, cool. I see you, New York. I see you. But yeah, I would like to go to New York again. I really enjoyed it out there. Try and do more of the city. Some partner would be happy to find out when some sees money coming out of their bank account from Warcraft spending on my food. Could try, but you don't have access to my bank account. I need my money for the important stuff like donuts and Netflix. Exactly, the important things. The real important things. I mean, World of Warcraft, what's World of Warcraft? It's a waste of time. So what if it's a super addictive game? Donuts are much better than World of Warcraft. 100%. Not even close. But World of Warcraft is addictive though. Like, seriously, when I say that game should come with a warning, I'm not even joking. It should come with a warning. It's too addictive. People have gotten divorced over that game. Like, oh, let's search that real quick actually. Where's my thing gone? Here we go. Couple divorce over World of Warcraft. What? Yeah, here we go. So World of Warcraft and video games blamed for divorce. Would you divorce? Okay, that's yeah, something else. There we go. Yeah. So the UK couple in first World of Warcraft divorce. It happens, man. It happens. It's just such an addictive game, and yeah, there's people who have literally just abandoned their relationships just to play this game and can't drag themselves away from it to the point where, yeah. So as long as he can make time for you, you're doing okay. Definitely doing better than most people who play this game. If you can make 2 minutes for you, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. We're in marriage, yeah, and it's been 10+ years. Don't have time because he games all the time. Yeah. When we getting married, babe? Oh yeah, just need to do this level real quick. 20 years later. When we getting married, babe? Oh yeah, I just gotta you know, beat this this boss. Right. Another 10 years. When we getting married, babe? Oh yeah, I just need to level up to level 15. I'm so close. I'm so close. You already smell the divorce. This will be Haze play. Oh, Haze, please watch GTA 5. Will ruin your life. Grand Theft Auto 5 Power. Okay, that could be interesting. I guess it must be this top one. 9.2 million views from 8 years ago. All right. The word babe would never come out of my mouth.
I love my family. I'm a family man. But every man needs his space.
Not yet.
Oh, look at the time. It's getting late. Daddy needs to go to work.
Have fun working. Don't forget about dinner.
What's that? That looks fun. I guess I could give it a try. Holy hot tits! This is amazing! Whoa!
And the hours go by. Yep.
Best 2 weeks of my life. Man, I'm hungry. Oh no. Oh God. No. What have I done?
Spent all that time gaming.
What's that?
Hey, you fuck! GTA Online just got released.
Oh yeah! All right.
I mean, yeah. There's truth to that. My daughter called me babe today. I literally said to her, call me that again, you won't live to see bedtime. Daughter calling her mother babe. Yeah, I don't know about that actually. Yeah, maybe that when you got a nip in the bud. Like, nope, we're not doing that. We're not. Not in this house. Nope. That's Mrs. Babe to you. Mama babe. Three reasons you should never chase women. Because they run faster. You know, just wear yourself out. Is that what he does? Oh, you know what? Have you seen like those videos going around of those masseuses? But these guys who do like massages, they give women massages, and they are just the most sexual massages. I mean, of course it's not sexual because it's a massage and, you know, they're just like trying to help her unwind and relax, whatever. But when you see these like masseuses doing their thing, rah. Let me see if I can find something. I don't even know how you'd search it. How do you spell masseuse? M-A-S-S-Seuss. I don't even know how to spell masseuse. Is that how you spell it? Masseuse? No, I don't even know if I can find it. Alright, let me see if I could get... So I saw it on Instagram. Maybe so I can find it on Insta. It was on DL. I think it was DL Shooter that posted it. So it was a while ago though, so it might not be near the top. Might need to scroll down a little bit. Because he posts a lot as well. Yeesh. Not sure if it's this far back though. I hate that word, babe or baby is a hard no. I much prefer. Well, oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so before I play this, I'm gonna ask a question for the ladies. I'm gonna ask a question for the guys. Okay. Now, I'm gonna play this video in a moment. Massages are fine. We all know that. If you can get a massage, helps you relax. I'm about to show you a video, and then my question is to the ladies and to the gentlemen is, if your partner went ahead and got a massage like this, would you be okay with it? That's the question I'm going to ask you guys. So you might have an answer in your head right now. It's a massage, well, whatever, that's a massage. But if your partner went ahead and got a massage like what I'm about to show you, would you be okay with it? I wouldn't put it past him. We do live to piss each other off. He just might start using the babe just to do that. All right, this is the video. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Turn the sound up actually. Louder. Okay. That might be the whole video, actually. Yeah, that's the whole video. But yeah, that's this guy. He's a masseuse. And just so you know, his name is Emmanuel Lustin. Okay. His name is Emmanuel Lustin. Right? And he does these types of massage therapies for women, apparently. Looks like all his clients are women. Now, gentlemen, if your woman went and got a massage like this, came back and showed you the video, or you were just there, how you feeling? Ladies, if your man went and got a massage like this, but it was a woman doing it, how you feeling about it? How you feeling about your lady getting a massage like this? How you feeling about that? How you feeling about your man getting a massage like this from a woman? How you feeling about that? And the dude is named Emmanuel Lustin. Okay? His name is Emmanuel Lustin. How you feeling about that? How you feeling about that? That's my question for you guys. I don't actually know. I mean, I don't want to judge because at the end of the day, like, maybe I'm overthinking it, right? Maybe it's my mind that's all the way wrong. Maybe it is literally that's how you need to, what you need to do to make sure the person gets fully unwind and relaxed. Maybe. Or maybe that's another dude in hand places that, well, definitely wouldn't be alright with that. Oof. Oof. All I know is that's going to be a tough sell. Like, what? You what? Huh? What? That could be a tough sell. I would say though, it's only fair that if your lady's saying to you, oh, you want to get this lustin massage, and oh, you know, it's just fine, it's just to unwind, she gotta be okay with you getting a lustin massage too. I'm just saying, gotta go both ways, right? It's gotta be fair. I mean, I'm with the game. Well, I mean, while he's leveling up, you know, I guess you could level up as well in a different way. While he's going through Azeroth, you could be getting your ass. I don't know. I lost it. I feel like I had something there, but I lost it. But hey. Maybe you could fix my... Indeed, you know, I don't even know what sciatica is, but yeah, it could be like, hey, you know what? My sciatica's playing up. I think I need a massage. I think I need one of those deep tissue massages. Those deep, penetrative massages. What is a sciatica? I actually don't know what that is. Sciatica. Sciatica refers to pain that radiates along the path of the sciatic nerve. Okay. Which branches from your lower back. Okay. Through your hips and buttocks and down each leg. Typically, sciatica affects only one side of your body. Oh, okay. So yeah, you just might need it. You know what? Getting a bit of pain in my back and my hip. You know, I think I need one of those. But the dude's name is Emmanuel Lustin. Like, bruh, how are you calling your? I hope that's his real name. I hope that is his actual birth name. Because if he named himself that, if he gave himself the name Emmanuel Lustin, because it sounds like the type of name that you give yourself. You know what I mean? Like a pseudonym. It sounds like that kind of name, Emmanuel Lustin. If he called himself that, and this is what he does for a living, bruh. Nah. I hope that's his real name. Emmanuel Lustin. Oh my days. Might even make me more bendy. Well, I mean, bendy, bend over. You know what? This guy should have like a flyer that he hands around that just says, "If you're busting for a lustin', come see me. When you're busting for a lustin'." Don't marry the one you love, but marry the one. You have to watch the video. I guess I'll find out the rest of that statement. I don't know if I'll do when I watch the rest of that video though. Like you said, I'm saying. No, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta take care of yourself. Oh, I didn't realize Hardstop Lucas has a new video out. Hardstop Lucas, I don't know if you guys know this, but Hardstop Lucas would post a video like every 6 or 7 months or something. But he's a pretty funny dude, so if you don't know about Hardstop Lucas, definitely check out his channel. But I guess, oh, I didn't realize, I guess I'm not subscribed to him. Maybe I didn't even know. I've probably missed a bunch of his videos and hadn't even realized. In fact, his last, yeah, so if you got his channel, like a year ago, 2 years, he doesn't post very frequently. But when he does post, it's usually a pretty good video. So yeah, this is one to check out. Methinks I'm gonna add it to my watch later list. I won't do it now. But yeah, Hardstop Luke is a funny dude. He's been doing this for a while, but he just, for whatever reason, decided not to post that regular. But it's worked out for him. Clearly, he's been doing pretty okay and not having to post, you know, all the time. Like, YouTubers be posting like every day, 5 times a day, 6 times a day, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. This dude posts like every 6 or 7 months or whenever it feels like. And, you know, he seems to be doing pretty well. So, hey, you know what I mean? If it works for him, that's so good, man. That's so good. Oh, yes, I did actually rate my takeaway. I did see one of his videos. I did watch one of his videos, actually. Which one did I watch? I think it was one of, it was a recent one, I think. I watched one of these videos, I'm sure. Maybe it wasn't a recent one. It might have been just one that showed up at the top of the results. But I know I watched one of these videos. And yeah, that was alright though. Like he, like pretty much he said he gets takeaway food and rates them. But I like the idea, the concept of it, like just going to, you know, sorts of places that don't usually get a lot of attention when it comes to like food reviews. Like normally people talk about, you know, the big restaurants and the fancy places and this, that, and the other. But it says this guy's going to like your local takeaway, getting some, you know, getting one of their meals and saying, "Hey, man, let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that." Oh wow. There's similar channel. There's another channel like this. What's it called? It used to be called the Chicken Connoisseur. Now it's just called the Connoisseur, or CNSR for short. And but he mostly does it's a similar sort of thing where he goes to sort of chicken spots around London, and gets their meals and talks about that. But similar sort of concept. And that's the guy here. And let me ask you something. Like, look at this face here. Look at this face here. Oh wait, you know what? Shoot, my bad. You can't even see what I'm looking at. There we go. Look at his face here. Looks like we need Gordon Ramsay. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You know what? Gordon Ramsay, I mean, I get it. Like, he makes for good TV when you're watching it because, like, he's like, gets angry and he shouts at people. He calls them all kinds of names and stuff. And I get that. That kind of makes for, like, good TV. But the thing is, I actually find him very difficult to watch because, like, it's abusive, isn't it? Like, it gets to a point where you're like, bruh, you are, like, berating these people, in front of however many millions are watching this show, for views, effectively. Like, I mean, I get that chefs can be quite passionate, so to speak, and that could often come out in these bursts of anger. But it's like at a point now where it's so popular that it's kind of like the Simon Cowell thing almost. But Simon Cowell at least was more constructive with his criticism. Like with Gordon Ramsay, it's very just abusive in his approach, where he would just come up with the most insulting things to people, and there's very little they can do about it because it's like, it's his show, he sets the rules. They're trying to make their careers, and yes, some of them go on to have very good chef careers that I understand, and that's great. But then where do the rest of them end up? Just that guy that got called a idiot sandwich or whatever, and that's him now. That's his legacy. And it's like, bro, that's bullying. Like, nah, yeah. I mean, I get it. I get the appeal of it, and I get why it's popular. But for me, it's just like, I can't watch that, man. That's just, it's unless someone can tell me that it's all staged, that it's all staged, it's all fake, and everybody's in on the joke, and they're all just paid actors, then I can give it another go. But as far as I know, those are real people that are on this show. They're trying to do the best they can, and they're just getting berated in some of the worst ways, and it's like, nah. I mean, I've worked in places where that sort of thing has happened, and it's like, nah, listen, can't be doing this. Can't be doing this. It's not cool. It's not cool. But yeah, look at his face. And how old would you guess this guy is? That was my question. How old would you guess this guy is? This one's from about 3 years ago. This is a bit more recently, but it's still pretty much the same kind of look, but yeah. Maybe they are sadomasochists. They maybe want to be abused. Why else would they go? And, that could be it, to be fair. That could be it, because, I mean, especially when you consider that it's not exactly unknown what he's like. People know what type of person he is. So if you're still going on that show, yeah, there could be an element of wanting to be shouted at like that. Ugh, I don't know, man. I know, like, on Gordon Ramsay's Twitter, I don't know if he still does this, but he did for a while, where people were sending pictures of their dinner because they wanted him to, you know, cuss out their dinner, talk about how rubbish it is or whatever and stuff like that. And it just became a thing where it was like they'll tweet at him and go, "Hey, Gordon Ramsay, look at my chicken meal," or whatever, and he will just reply back with some insult about the meal. So yeah, there could be some elements of people want to be cussed out. But mate, when you see people getting shouted at like that, yeah. Maybe they like it, maybe that's what they want, but I'm just like, oh, you know what, like, Honestly, can't tell, my screen's too small. Okay, fair enough. I mean, the guy looks really young. I mean, he's like, I think he's probably close to 30 now, actually. Like 25, let's see here. But yeah, he looks mad young. The dude looks like he's maybe teenage years, like late teens at the most. Actually, might have a better picture. That might be a better picture, actually. A bit bigger. But yeah, there's some examples. But yeah, how old is he actually? He was born... So he's 28. He's almost 30. But yeah, he looks mad young though. I mean, I guess eating fried chicken is good for your skin. Because the dude's pushing 30 and he could easily pass for a teenager. Like, if you see this dude, he can easily pass for an 18, 19-year-old. So yeah, that's the motto. Eating fried chicken and chips helps you stay looking young. There's only one time I'm willing to let a dude boss me around, and it ain't when I'm cooking. I guess it's not when you're cooking, but maybe when you're getting warmed up. Now, that made no sense. You know, you know when something sounds good in your head, and then you say it out loud, and you're like, actually, no, that was dumb. Let me try and rethink that. Yeah, not when you're cooking, but maybe when things are getting a little bit hot. A little bit better. I think that was a little bit better, but still sound a bit dumb. I'll get there eventually. Speaking of Gordon Ramsay, watch what happens to Black Pearl from Kitchen Nightmares. Skip to 11:07, I think. It's really interesting. Okay. Let's see here. Speaking of being bossed around, though, did you see that clip going around on the internet where this lady was saying that she doesn't like how when people say things like beat the pussy up and that kind of stuff? I think I might have mentioned this before, actually. I might be repeating myself. But yeah, there's a clip going around a little while ago where this woman was saying things like she doesn't like terms, you know, like beat the pussy up, I'm going to kill the pussy, I'm going to murder the pussy, and that kind of stuff. She says it's violent and aggressive and contributes to violence against women. And as you might imagine, she got dragged on the internet for those comments. Mostly by women saying, nope. Nope. Maybe you don't like them words. But actually, and even on the show she was on, like the women on the show she was on were like, yeah, but... She's trying to make some point about these words being. It's the second one. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to make this point about how these words can mean violence against women, and even the women on the show were like, "But I mean, you know, yeah, but I mean, you know, when you get home and." The middle. Oh, the middle. Oh, the middle. This one. Yeah. What happened to Black Pearl from Kitchen Nightmares? Yeah, call this one. And we'll just say skip to 11:07. All right.
In this video, I'm going to take a look at the Black Pearl from Kitchen Nightmares Season 2 and find out if it's still open. The Black Pearl episode was one of those episodes where Gordon left.
Okay,
Hello everyone. Well, after 3 years, we have fried our last clam and shucked our last oyster. On October 1st, we sold our lease and fixtures to someone who may be better equipped to handle the exceedingly high cost of doing business in New York City. As you may know, in February, we filmed an episode of Kitchen Nightmares at our restaurant, hoping for the best. We were naive, believing that the show was at least somewhat honest. We truly felt we could learn something from that jerk, and we anticipated a solid boost in sales from the publicity. The sad fact is, from the beginning, it was clear that the show was a joke. From the very first day they were initiated, the changes Gordy Ramsay made were ridiculed by the press, hated by our regular customers, and were the direct cause of a 50% drop in revenues, and we were never able to financially recover. Our hope was that we would benefit from the publicity of participating in that horrid reality TV series, but the promised air date of May 2008 turned out to be a lie, and we were not able to sustain ourselves until the end of September when it was finally broadcast, especially with the damage inflicted upon us by the producers and star of KN. Well,
so they screwed over this restaurant, basically, is what they're saying. Oof.
But either way, you can't really expect them to go out of their way to help you after you acted like a complete jackass toward them, right? While the partners certainly weren't on the best of terms, I do admit that we exaggerated the issues we displayed on the show in order to convince the producers to feature our restaurant. But during the week of filming in February, it became clear that the show was a complete sham. KN is simply a series of setups staged to illustrate situations that fit their script, and as you would expect, their expert editors tell you only half the story, the part that makes their star shine the brightest. All of my brilliant and pointed comebacks were left on the cutting room floor. Darn the luck. So you think that if we heard your clever comebacks, people would have formed a totally different opinion of you? Like everyone would overlook the false advertising and stuff if you came up with some really sick burns? In fact, Gordo's menu changes were horrible and mirrored the buffet offerings of a cruise ship in the 1950s. Lobster béarnaise, shrimp Louis with green goddess dressing. His ideas were laughable and proved to be utter failures. His innovations had nothing to do with our concept of a New England lobster shack, something he clearly knows nothing about. For God's sake, he thinks the Canadian and Maine lobster are two different species. Maybe he thinks Canadian lobsters have an accent. Butter, eh? Yeah, I think those editors probably did you a favor by cutting your jokes out. Finally, his big design change, the Lobster arcade game, was nothing short of asinine. After the filmed grand reopening dinner, attended by actors we learned who responded to the producer's Craigslist ad and were instructed to order the new Gordy Ramsay special, very few ever ordered the Lobster béarnaise again. And who can blame them? Greasy potatoes? Buckets of oil? Egg and butter? Nice one, Gordo. Real good idea. But what really sealed our fate was his bastardization of our award-winning lobster roll. To improve upon our recipe, he cut the amount of lobster in half, added lemon, lettuce, celery, salt and pepper, and way too much mayo. Of course, it didn't work. It served us right for allowing a potty-mouthed teabag to mess with our New England cuisine. We should have taken a page out of history, revolted, and sent him packing and bleeding back to King George. Anyway, enough sour grapes. While I hope Gordo meets an untimely death so that I can dance on his grave, it is time to move on. Dude, what the fuck? That isn't...
Yeah, I mean, I guess what happened is that they lied about their situation to get this TV show, and the TV show turned out to be not a good TV show. So, liars and liars, that's what it sounds like to me, but hey. They lied to get the TV shows on board, and the TV show lied to them about what they're going to do. And I guess now they've closed down. Well, Gordon Ramsay sits on his millions. Hey, such is life, man. Such is life. Ooh, it is 12:05. I did not realize how late it was. You know what? I should start wrapping up because I should have been in bed like 5 minutes ago. So, yeah. If I remember correctly, they use crab lobster, not real lobster. Gordon made them use real local lobster. So maybe they didn't like the real lobster. They got so used to the crappy fake lobster when they put the real lobster there and they're like, oh, what is this? I guess the moral of the story is don't lie to liars. Or don't lie to people who are better at lying than you are. I don't know. But yeah. Guys. Ugh. So yeah, next week should be last streaming again for the movie night, watching Cradle of Fear. That's next Monday, 9 PM GMT. Hopefully you guys can make that stream. I probably won't be streaming again this week. I mean, for the rest of the week. And apart from Monday next week, probably won't be streaming next week. We'll see how it goes, but probably not. But yeah, if I can, I might drop a stream or two. In fact, I just might even drop a few gaming streams on this channel. I haven't done a game. Well, I've done some gaming streams on Twitch, but I haven't done a gaming stream on YouTube for a while. So I might just drop a gaming stream if I can. But yeah, I probably won't be able to get time. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna try and post a video tomorrow, so look out for that. A reaction video that I recorded today, so look out for that. Post that tomorrow. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Dropping suggestions and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, to all the talkers and the stalkers, to the stayers and the strayers, I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. The village is strong because you make it strong, and we're only gonna get stronger. So until whenever, if ever, if I can even find the right button. Peace.